So if you ever wanted to know how two people with ADHD can manage to run a YouTube channel and make it look all smooth and stuff, you guys don't see what happens behind the scenes. So this is what happened. The mic we used yesterday, which, by the way, some of you asked about how we got such good audio, we were using the H6. So we had a separate audio. And then Edward went back to the hotel and synced everything. Today we don't have time for that because we're between panels. So like I didn't bring my makeup. Wasn't able to touch up. We had to borrow somebody's mic. What was his name? Kyle was generous enough to lend us his mic because our H6 didn't have a connector that would work for the cell phone, it turns out, so we didn't think about that. So thank you, Kyle, if you're watching this, for letting us borrow your lovely mic. And then we shot an entire vlog that was like 10 minutes long, and I was very emotional, and Katie Morton was here, and we were talking about doing a collab, and we forgot to turn on the mic. So and that's been our day. But imagine Katie Morton is here, and we're having a conversation. So Katie, yeah, are you Katie? All right. So Katie, do you think we should do a collab at some point because our audiences like each other?
We definitely should.
Yeah? What should we do a collab about, Katie?
Probably something ADHD or other mental health related.
How about collabs? Or wait, no, that's not. Again, unedited. How about comorbidities? So I know a lot about ADHD, but I don't know a lot about, other than experiencing it, anxiety or other conditions like depression or dyslexia. Like maybe we could talk about that.
That sounds perfect.
All right, perfect. Check out Katie Morton's channel. It's youtube.com/Katie Morton, Kati Morton, like the salt. And I just realized like this, if we could insert Katie here at some point, that would be cool. Again, we're not editing this, so you're dealing with a hand puppet. Katie, sorry that this is how it turned out. She's not gonna know until she sees it. But yeah, we're hoping to do a collab. But if you guys want to do, if you guys have any ideas for what we can do for a collab, put it in the description. In the comments below, and we'll see that and do a collab soon. By the way, this is cool. What? I'm on the wall. We were like passing by and like, this would be a cool place to shoot the vlog. And then I was like, we're on it. So that's pretty cool.
And so is Katie Morton.
And so is Katie Morton, way up there. And so is Hannah Hart, by the way. It's like all the people like making people feel good about who they are and comfortable with themselves. I'm very happy about this. It's a really cool group to be included with. So very excited about that. And I just finished a disability and accessibility panels, and I'm a little like cryy. This is a shout out to the hearts on the channel. I know I say hello brains in every episode, but I know that you're there and watching, and I appreciate you so deeply, because it's one thing to go to a YouTube channel to learn about your own brain. It's another level of dedication to go there to learn about how to support somebody else's. And I know that ADHD affects you too. I know that it can be very frustrating to try and understand how our brains work sometimes, and I just appreciate you so much for learning. And it really hit home for me today in the panel that I was on, and I mentioned you guys because there was a question that the moderator asked of like, has anybody without your condition, have you ever run into somebody without your condition that that got it, that really understood and kind of surprised you that way? And I started crying because I realized until you guys, no, I had never run into somebody who didn't have ADHD who was like, oh, I get why you're late, you have a skewed sense of time, or organizational issues or whatever. Like, I never ever met somebody who got it, and I was crying, and I was just so appreciative of all of you who do your best to try to understand us so that we don't end up feeling like everything's a character judgment or everything's just our fault or we're bad people, because that's such a common thing. So thank you, hearts. I know that you're watching, and I love you so much. So, winners.
What was the contest this time? What did they have to do?
Okay, so this contest was let us know something that meant something to you about the channel. Like, what did you learn from the channel? What did you take away? And we did it both online, and there were at the meetup earlier today, we sat around in a circle and talked about it in person too. And it was really cool to hear everybody's stories of like what they've learned and what they've taken away, and it taught me some things too. So it was pretty cool. So if you guys were at our meetup earlier, thank you so much for coming. It was an amazing experience for me to hear it in person. And if you contributed comments, thank you. I was up at like 6 a.m. and I couldn't sleep because I was reading through all the amazing comments. So here are the winners. And by the way, this doesn't mean yours wasn't good. There were so many that I loved. But here are the winners for now. Okay, so Rebecca Castro wrote, by far the most important and helpful thing I've learned is to start saying thank you instead of I'm sorry. This has made an impact on my life every single day, and it's also relevant to me as a person with a physical invisible disability. I have shared your Stop Saying Sorry video. I'll link to that in the description, but short version, it's don't say sorry when what you really mean is thank you. Thank you for being patient with me when I show up late. I'm doing my best, like I'm struggling, and I appreciate that you're patient with me, rather than I'm sorry I'm late like 5 times in a row and the person starts thinking, no, you're not. Or worse, they feel like it's your fault and something that you're doing on purpose. So I think that that's important, because then they get to feel appreciated instead of like, no, you don't really mean it, because you're going to do it again next time. But yeah, check out that video. I'm really proud of that one. I stopped in the middle of a sentence. With the unedited, with not just brains, but also the disability community, you helped me remember to love myself even when I disappoint myself, and remember that I'm worth giving multiple chances. I cried when I watched it for the first time. Thanks so much for everything. Thank you, Rebecca. That was a beautiful comment. Next one, Subscribbles. The most important thing I learned was that I'm normal, my weird issues aren't messed up, and they don't define me. Yeah, there's like a real freedom that comes with finding your tribe and realizing like the things you struggle with are not actually that weird. They're actually pretty typical within this community, and you get to feel normal. You get to feel normal for the first time. I'll use that word. I don't usually like the term normal, but there is a normalization of your symptoms that happens where you're like, oh, it's not my fault. I'm not that weird. This is a common struggle and I belong. And that's really wonderful. Jerome Abalone wrote, the most important thing I've learned on this channel is the importance of self-love and compassion for myself. Not only does it make me feel better in the short term, but it is the long-term effects that strike me most. No matter how exhausting my ADHD may get, going easy on myself has such a massive positive impact on my ability to cope. It turns out that a little bit of self-love goes a long way. Yeah, I'm so happy that this channel has helped you with that, because I used to have really low self-esteem, and I used to have some bad internal self-talk, and learning about my brain has helped me a lot, because now I understand why I struggle with these things and I don't blame myself for it. But even more has been connecting with all of you and seeing how awesome you all are has allowed me to see that despite the challenges, like people with ADHD can be and are awesome, and it's allowed me to love myself more because of that too. So that's something that I benefited from as well. So thank you. Jennifer Notes has written, I've learned that I am not a problem. I have always blamed myself for never doing anything right because I saw everyone around me was successful and I wasn't. I've learned that if I adjust the way I view the world and I allow myself to get help, then I can be as successful as my peers. This one this one hit me really hard because, that's what I saw too. And that's why I felt like everybody I met was somehow better than me, and I felt less than because they were successful at things that I wasn't. And a lot of times they were such easy things, right? Like quote unquote easy. It should be simple to pay a bill when it comes to you in the mail, and it wasn't for me. So I really relate to that, and that's exactly what it is. Like, you can be successful when you have ADHD, absolutely. If you don't believe me, check out the hashtag ADHD and successful, or the fact that, again, I'm on this wall right now. You can totally be successful, but you do need extra supports. You do need to understand how to work your unique brain, and that what works for somebody else might not be what works for you. But yeah, I don't think that ADHD has to hold you back. I'm really happy to see that. And the last one, this is Holly Carbine, and she wrote that ADHD is not a flaw or something that separates me from others, and it's something that I can work with and learn from, not something I should ever hide or be ashamed of. And that is absolutely the goal of my channel, is to make it so that we never have to be ashamed for something that we didn't choose. This is how our brains work. This is what we were born with, and we are doing the best we can. And to be ashamed of running a race with a 30-pound weight attached, which is, let's be real, sometimes what this can feel like, is nothing to be ashamed of, And when you do accomplish things, you're doing those things despite all your challenges. And that's something to be proud of, not ashamed of. So thank you guys so much for these. Oh gosh, it's going to be just a very tearful day all day, I can tell. Okay, so this is what you've won. This is like the saddest giveaway ever. You guys mean so much to me. Thank you. So you've won a bullet journal. This is something that I use personally and have talked about on the channel a few times. my bullet journal has given me a positive relationship with myself. It's helped me feel organized in a way where it's not invasive. Like, I don't get text messages to my bullet journal, because as of now, you can't text a bullet journal. So it's kind of like my own private space where I can say what is important to me. I can write down what's important to me, what I want to do today, how I felt about today. And what I love about the bullet journal the most is it's so adaptable, like whatever you need it for. Right now I don't personally use it for my schedule. I use it for taking notes that I really want to be able to find again. I use it for tracking things like when I go to the gym, and there's something really satisfying about using pen and paper. I've always loved it, but the bullet journal allows that flexibility of a notebook while being organized, and you can find stuff again because of the index. Anyway, so this bullet journal that you guys have won is actually Ryder Carroll's version of the bullet journal. It has the index, it has pages numbered, it's the lectern 1917, and he's offered to give out 5 of these to the community. So congratulations to the winners. If you didn't win, don't worry, go over to bulletjournal.com and you can buy one there. It's what I personally use, and even if you use a digital system, I personally love having a bullet journal as well. I think it complements it really well. By the way, I will announce this. Ryder also did offer to answer anybody's questions if they have any about the bullet journal or how he uses it, or the best way to use it or anything like that. You guys can post questions in the comments below and we'll have him answer them. We'll probably announce that a couple more times, but yeah. If you guys have any questions, Ryder was very generous about offering to answer those questions. So that's it for today. I have another panel to get to, and I'm basically going to be talking about how much I love you guys. So I'm already in the right headspace for that. It's a community panel, community building. How do you build a strong community? And this is the strongest community, not to brag, but you guys are awesome. This is the strongest community that I've seen on YouTube. Everybody helps each other out. Everybody talks about their own personal experiences. Everybody's so honest and open and caring for each other. And I love reading the comments. I love seeing you guys support each other, and it's just been really exciting to watch this community grow. So thank you for being a part of it. That's it for today. And I will see you next week. Bye, brains. Good job, Edward.
And I'm so sorry about that sound. And now we're singing for the last 20 seconds of the video. This is the part where you see the links to the other videos. I can't sing our theme song. I'm not good at that. It goes something like ding, 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 ding.
All right, they need to go. It's like 12 minutes. Nobody can watch this that long. Attention spans.
Okay, goodbye.